Howdy folks, I'm Brian,
I'm Amber.
and here's some Reddit. Our first story is titled, Am I a Jerk for Refusing to Let My Stepson Return Home Without Punishment After He Ruined My Daughter's Book Collection? My biological 12-year-old daughter, Susan, likes to collect and read old children's books. She became an incredible reader. She had a problem with reading and learning before, and we were advised and encouraged her to read, and ever since she started reading, which she does regularly, her skills improved. She also reads to her 2-year-old sister every night. I have a 16-year-old stepson, Levi, who can be a hothead. We don't have a son-dad relationship, but I respect him and he respects me, though he can act quite mean and selfish towards me and his sisters. He's thrown away stuff that belongs to us over small arguments and teases Susan for spending a lot of time to read and calling her a grandma. My wife and I discussed his behavior and had conversations and agreed on punishment, but Levi would go to his dad's place whenever he would cause trouble and then have his dad yell at me for wanting to discuss a suitable punishment. Then Levi comes home days later expecting me to let it go after what he did every time, and it is frustrating. I got a call at work from Susan saying Levi took her entire book collection and threw them into the pool after she refused to lend him and his friends her camera for his trip. My wife helped to get them out, but they were wet and some of them were torn. It was horrific because some of those books are hard to get and mean a lot to Susan and is a big part of her life. I was so mad at Levi, I came home to have a conversation with my wife to decide on a punishment, but he had already packed a small bag and went to his dad's. I asked my wife how could she let him basically run after doing this, and she said he called his dad and came to pick him up after Susan said that I was coming home to deal with the problem. I went to his dad's house and he refused to let me see him. I told him how Levi was hiding from the consequences and his dad tried to justify why Levi was acting out by blaming me for how me and Susan treat him. He even said that he'd get CPS involved if I tried to punish him because I'm not his dad. I have no right. Adding what Levi did was a reaction to my daughter being mean to him. He told me to leave because Levi won't come home till I promise not to do anything about what he did and put it in writing. I told him that Levi should stay there with him then, and he's not coming back till he gets a proper punishment. His dad argued that it was his mom's house too and called my wife and she asked to let it go and we'll figure out some way to resolve it. But I don't think it's fair for Susan to have her books ruined and Levi getting away with it. They're asking me to let it go, but this will only encourage Levi to do worse if we don't deal with it now. It's been 2 weeks and my in-laws say that I was out of line from banning Levi from coming home and are telling me to step back, but I refused. Edit. Levi's dad thinks that because I'm not his bio dad, I have no right to punish him for whatever he does in the house. In the past, his dad caused issues when I used to take Levi's electronics that his dad bought as punishment. Then I got talked out of punishing him every time he did something unacceptable, whether to me or his sisters. I've arranged for family therapy, but Levi's dad refuses to let him go. Edit. I'd like to mention that my in-laws said that Levi is willing to apologize to Susan and that should be enough to get over this. But I kept saying no, and for that, I'm being considered at fault. All right, OP. I don't think you're a jerk in this situation. I think that you're absolutely 100% right. If you don't punish Levi now, he's going to continue to act like this. That isn't good. This is the accumulation of his bad behavior. He is doing this because he knows he can get away with it. He's running away the moment he knows that consequences are coming. And his dad is being a bad dad by not enforcing these rules and allowing him to just run wild. His dad is going to be the one who has to bail him out of prison someday when he does something so outrageous that he gets thrown in jail. This is not suitable. Levi needs to be punished for this. And I think the suitable punishment is that he needs to pay or purchase every single one of the books that he ruined back for his sister. That is a suitable punishment. You just can't expect him to get away with doing these bad things and afford no punishment towards him. So no, I don't think you're a jerk here. I think that these people are just letting him get away with whatever he wants to get away with, and I think that's going to make a very bad Levi in the future. So, anyhow, take care and good luck. Not the jerk, if your wife refuses to punish her son, then you need to divorce her, or at the very least, move into a separate house with Susan and your youngest daughter until Levi is out of the house for good. If your stepson continues to get away with hurting Susan with no consequences, Susan is going to suffer greatly. And this is a hill to die on. Edit, to everyone telling me that divorce is a crazy suggestion and that this is an overreaction, I would like to point out that my suggestion specified that he should do it if his wife refused to punish her son. I am not saying that he shouldn't try to convince his wife first. I am saying that if she continues to go along with her ex-husband and refuses to punish her son when he does some horrible things to his daughter, then OP needs to separate his daughters from his stepson. If OP manages to get his wife on his side, then no, obviously he shouldn't need to divorce his wife. I do actually think it's very problematic that Levi's mom isn't punishing him, or at the very least being like, oh, just let him come home, we'll figure something out later. I think that you're doing the right thing here by putting your foot down because you don't want your daughters hurt more. I agree 100%. This is a hill to die on. Not just for the daughter, but also for Levi. He needs to not only suffer the consequences of his actions, but intervention from a trained professional. Not the jerk, at this point in time, the stepson should replace all he destroyed and offer a heartfelt apology before being let back in. Get Susan a lock for her room. Levi is acting out. He needs firm boundaries set. Once he gets into the real world, he'll find out how adults deal with bullies. Those stronger than him might just beat him, while they and others with a short fuse will just break a lease and move out without telling him or record what he does. Report Jim to the landlord and get him evicted. At work, he could be repeatedly fired for behavior like this. Your wife not punishing him is setting him up for failure. She needs to see that she's not only failing to keep Susan safe, but also failing her son for convenience. File a complaint in small claims court for the value of the books. Keep it up with everything he destroys. When BioDad is on the hook for paying for all the destructive behavior, he'll change his tune. Maybe, hopefully. Our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for telling my friend her parents bought her house, not her? The title sounds bad, but hear me out. Backstory, I'm a 28-year-old female and I have a friend, a 28-year-old female, who purchased a house late last year. It's an awesome 2-story townhouse, and I've been over there plenty of times to help out with moving and decorating and for hanging out. As mentioned in the title, her parents purchased the house for her and her partner. I truly have no issue with this, as the housing market is terrible for buyers, so more power to them for being homeowners. I recently, unfortunately, inherited my parents' house, which is a 3-bedroom and out in the sticks. The issue. We went appliance shopping because most of the stuff in the house was 10 to 15 years old. We were standing with an employee who I had asked for recommendations for some of the smaller items like toasters and kettles when the employee asked if I was moving out as general chit-chat. I told him I was moving, and he asked if I had bought or rented. I told him I bought, because it was just easier and less awkward than telling him that I inherited the house. He told me that was cool and began talking about toasters again when my friend cut in and said that I inherited the house, not purchased it. The employee went quiet and I gave her a "what was that" face. I was taken aback. She continued on saying, "Yeah, well, I purchased my house." I asked, "Does it really matter? I'm here to buy some kitchen appliance and not tell the guy my personal issues." She grinned and said, "It's just for the record," which made me more confused and annoyed. You can probably see where this is going. I replied, "Oh, okay then, if it's just for the record, your parents purchased your house for you." The employee quickly retreated and she walked outside of the shop. I caught up with her and she said I was a massive jerk for pointing out that she couldn't afford her own home without her parents' house. I returned with a very similar, "my parents also helped me with getting a house too," just in a really terrible way. My partner agrees with me, saying that she is the one who opened the door, but other friends are saying that this is split 50-50. Edit. Holy cow, this blew up. Sorry, I wasn't clear with my friends being 50-50. Half think that I'm not the jerk, and the other think that we're both jerks and we shouldn't have escalated the problem. Alright, OP. I'm going to have to say that you're not the jerk in this situation. If you are a jerk, it's very, very minorly, but I really honestly don't think you are. You were trying to avoid an awkward situation with the person in the store. You weren't trying to deceive him and be like, oh yeah, no, I'm super wealthy and I bought my house. That wasn't what happened here. You were just trying to basically avoid an awkward situation, which your friend turned into an awkward situation. And the thing is that she didn't even have to, if she had gone on the record and said, oh, well, I also got help from my parents, so it shouldn't be that embarrassing or something like that, then this could have been a different situation. But she was clearly embarrassed because of the truth here, and that doesn't make any sense. Why would she do this? Why would she raise a stink like this in public over something so trivial? So, no, I don't think that you're the jerk here, and hopefully in the future, she'll know when not to talk about things like this. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Not the jerk, she doesn't get to be catty and look down on you for how you each got your homes. It seems like an odd disconnect that she feels superior about it all. And OP replies, that's what I thought. She never said anything generally catty or made any comments similar to this before this. It came out of nowhere and it truly left me speechless for like 5 seconds. Also, what kind of friend is catty to someone about their parents dying? Most enemies wouldn't even stoop that low. Yeah. Not the jerk, your friend definitely is. The employee was probably just wanting to know if you rent your house or own it, but the way he worded the question totally merited a I bought it answer. You didn't want to get more personal than that, but your friend decided to start playing games. Is she normally competitive with you? Because that's what it sounds like. This whole thing is just weird and uncomfortable. I'm sorry about the circumstances for your home ownership. And OP replies, no, she's not competitive with me at all. She's been very sympathetic and helpful with everything up until this issue. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider giving me a like. If you didn't, consider giving me a dislike. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.